All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Just Learn Crypto Show. Today we're sitting down with Kyle Kemper and Brittany Lindstrom from SwissKey.io. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Happy to be here.
Sweet. So, Kyle, you're the founder and CEO. Brittany, you're the Chief Experience Officer. So maybe starting with Kyle, you can just introduce yourself quickly and move on to Brittany, and you can explain maybe what a Chief Experience Officer is.
Sure. Kyle Kemper. Crypto's, that's my name. Crypto's my game. Doing this since 2013, many different forms and functions. Adoption is happening every day. Wallets have been kind of the key that we're working on and watching and learning and setting people up and seeing the challenges that they go through and the things that they really are drawn to. And man, crypto works. It's here. And with Swiss Key, we're making, I call it a wallet, but I really call it a crypto command center.
Nice.
You're in full control of your keys, and you can use crypto, you can buy crypto, you can exchange it, send it, receive, buy gift cards with it, all from the wallet. It's a vertically integrated beast, is what
That's
Swiss.
awesome. Wallets are usually people's first on-ramp into crypto, man. So it just makes sense that should be where we're putting our focus for user experience and just ease of use, man. It should be easy, secure, and safe. So I love it, man. I love the wallets. Brittany, what the heck is a Chief Experience Officer, and why are you so good at it?
Well, my background is in education.
Oh, cool.
So I know that I enjoy taking things that might seem really complicated and making them more relatable to everybody. And I like adding sparkle and beauty into everything I do.
Nice.
So anything that kind of touches a human life, I like to just have a look over it and just make it a pleasant experience.
That's awesome. That's a big thing I've been to a ton of conferences, and I know you guys have too. And even just you see the booths that aren't eye appealing, you see, the experience. If you have people that aren't explaining a project or a service really well, it really ruins that whole first impression you get of a company or a new project. So that's actually such an important role in that whole thing. And seems like you're a good person and a good fit for that role. That's awesome. Sweet, guys. Let's talk about SwissKey, because this is why we're here. This is why I'm so excited, because I can't wait for this to go live so I can start using it. And one of the things that I did really getting into crypto was I was going around giving people a few dollars of Bitcoin, helping them open up an Edge wallet or a blockchain wallet, and just doing that first transaction, showing them how easy it was. So I'm excited to have a Canadian project with a good friend of mine who I can trust and I know has a good heart and a good spirit behind this project. So talk about SwissKey, man. What's the whole purpose of it?
The purpose is to give every person on the planet a crypto command center,
okay.
a place to interact with crypto, to make it really easy to solve some of those core problems that many face when they're being onboarded. Most wallets up into today, except for Edge Wallet, require you to write down seed words, and there is excellent security in writing down seed words, but at the same time it's like a user experience nightmare when you get started.
Mm-hmm.
It's writing down 12 or 24 words isn't something people are used to, and there's limitations to it as well. So with SwissKey, the entire wallet, the entire command center is bundled underneath the username and password, and it's secure as can be. This isn't something that just popped out of nowhere. This is a product that's got 5 years development, and what we're doing is a big brand play on top of it, a partnership play. We've got these amazing Tangem cards, these Swiss Key cards.
So what's going to be the use of those? How is that going to integrate in with the app?
So one of the challenges with crypto is if your phone dies, you don't have a way to spend crypto. So that's one thing. There's also a tangible notion, or this, in certain circumstances, you might want to have this crypto banknote. Crypto is digital cash. This is a way to turn digital cash into a physical.
Mm-hmm.
And these cards cards are really cool. You can load them up, you can verify the balance, you can give them to somebody, or you can simply, one of the user experiences that we're going to be seeing, I think, maybe within the next year or two, is to be able to just tap this at a point of sale unit and it withdraw the amount of cash, the amount that's being requested for whatever it is you're purchasing. So you don't actually give the card to somebody. You keep the card, but you load it up with money and you simply tap it, and that triggers a transaction off of it.
Nice.
And we're partners about making that happen, because
that's cool. I met actually the Tantrum guys.
That's an experience that everybody's familiar with, is payments. So
yeah, and I think it's great for people who can see in blockchain technology to have something that's tangible in their, like a credit card, where they're like, oh, okay, I understand this. It's something I've done before. It's not this thing out in space.
Yeah, exactly. It's the familiarity, right? And I'm sure that we're eventually going to move beyond that technology. It reminds me a lot of one of Andreas's talks when he was like, when cars first came out, they had straps like old horse wagons to steer the cars. They were trying to hold on to a piece of the previous technology when it was like, we got something new here. But I definitely see the purpose in it. I did meet the Tantrum guys on the Coinsbank cruise last year and was talking all about their project and their cards. And I've got a few of them here actually from that cruise, and I love the idea of it. Like it's just so cool that with the RFID tech, and you can program these cards to do anything, right? So you hold it up to your phone and it can prompt you to go to a website, or it can prompt you to download the Swiss Key app, or it can have Bitcoin loaded onto it, right? So like the RFID chip in it is programmable to do quite a bit of different things. So I think it's super cool. Like my first thought when I saw that technology was like, it'd be such a cool way, as someone who goes to a lot of conferences and comes home with a Ziploc baggie full of business cards, to like have like a digital way to just be like, hey man, nice to meet you. Boop, tap someone's phone and they have like your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. They got all your contact info. So yeah, man, those Tantrum cards are really wicked, man. So
it's absolutely coming, and we have the ability now to to encrypt all sorts of information into a public key. So yeah, we'll be able to use these in a whole manner of ways.
So do you think that there's going to be like a way for, sorry to cut you off, do you think there's going to be a way for scammers to like access information or what's on those cards? Like I remember seeing it a lot like on the news, like there's guys that were going around like scanning people's wallets at Walmart and pulling all their credit card information off. So do you know, like you might not know, but do you know if there's like certain security on those cards to prevent that? Or
yeah, they're very flexible in terms of the way, like we program these with a 3-second delay. So like you have to hold the card next to the wallet for 3 seconds in order to trigger a transaction. We could have even made that longer, but I don't think that's like a huge threat at this point, because it would really require the scammers to have like full tangent like snooping and sweeping abilities. And I know my wallet, for example, already has NFC protection in it, so I'm protected against that. And I think more and more wallets are coming out with that.
yeah.
Also, like these aren't where we're going to be keeping, unless if you could put lots of money into this and then put it into a safe or something, but you're not going to put an extraordinary amount of money on here. To have it in that way. We'll be working, like one day we'll be working with the tap machines though, and this is like $100 bill. So if my bill is only $20 and I give this to them, they only should be taking $20 off. They could take it all, but then then that's like they're not giving me change. And instead of doing change in the form of like another card for it, it's you just take a little piece of the cash out of it. It's, digital money in a physical.
That's awesome, man. I'm excited. So what's up for the rest of the year with SwissKey? So when do you think? I know the app's in beta. We got people stress testing it right now. I've checked it out. I love the new look of it. It's like I've got all the familiarity of Edge, but it's just shinier and prettier. I'm assuming Brittany has something to do with that. So I'm surprised that it didn't shoot glitter up at me when I opened up the app. So what's up for the rest of the year, man? What are some of the milestones we're trying to hit?
Yeah, I was gonna say I lived about a third of my life in Switzerland. So, and Kyle has been a few times. I think that was kind of behind the whole brand. Switzerland, somewhere that's secure, it's neutral. They're known for obviously their secure money, being able to hold your money there, and
privacy,
privacy,
quality, sensibility.
Yeah.
And all this was genesis in Switzerland. Like, this was when, the opportunity, to partner with Edge was presented to, they're heading into more of an exchange kind of functioning wallet. And I think that's great. But I think more than anything, everybody just needs like a basic wallet and something really easy to use. And I had my hangups with that. So this is a path that we can kind of fix some of those.
Yeah.
So, as you see in the beta, like, we've added a new screen, which is a new home screen that has 3 basic actions. Might as well show it.
I was just going to say, can you open up the app and we'll see if we can get like a clear shot of it on the phone, maybe?
Yeah, of course. So,
yeah, and I mean, oh, there we go. All right.
Loading.
How do I get my picture there? I just want a picture of me like this.
Yeah, that's like after we touch ID in, we've got this new home screen. So this is what you'll show up. So if you're in line or if you're checking out online for something, like, you just open up your wallet and you just go scan. Or if you're, if someone wants to request it, or if someone sends you an address and you want to send it, you just hit the scan button and then it opens up your camera.
Yeah,
there we
it's
go.
so simple, so clean.
Wow.
You just scan on that request side and it triggers that. So one of my kind of hangups with Edge was that as soon as I would go to send somebody some crypto and set them up and then send them some crypto, it would expose my balance, and that's just not something you want to do in crypto. And it's not even for better or for worse, depending on whether you have a high balance or a low balance.
It's none of anyone's business, man.
It's nobody's business. And anybody who goes around talking about how much Bitcoin they have, we've
seen how that ends.
We've seen how that ends.
They're either full of crap or they get kidnapped and ransomed and held for their Bitcoin.
Well, and also it's just really private stuff. Like,
man.
When you buy something from a store, you don't expose how much money in the bank account. That's just not there. So using this, we've just abstracted out that information. If you want to get into it, it's another click, and then you're into your wallet, and then into balances. You can also protect your balance within. Let's see if it goes there too.
Yeah, I can't see a balance, so that works.
Let's see if we can
yeah. There we go. Show balance. Yeah, I see it.
And you tap that, and it unlocks.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Kyle? When I was at your book launch, and got a signed copy of your book.
How was the experience of the book launch?
I loved it, man. There was we had cupcakes. There was charcuterie. It was great, man. I got to meet your mom and your sister, and it was an awesome time, man. And I read your book within 2 days of acquiring it. And one of the things that actually stood out to me was one part of the book that you mentioned, you were talking about privacy. It was a part of the book about privacy, and it was if you go to a nightclub and they're IDing people at the door, why the hell does that bouncer need to know your address and your weight? They need to know your age. And it's we're giving, that expands out to so much more, that the information we give out for free. Facebook should have to write every one of its members a check. Google should have to write everyone a check. It's unbelievable the amount of data and value. Data is oil, man, and we're giving our oil away for free. It doesn't make any sense.
I had a call with a KYC company 2 days ago. I won't mention who, but they, in order to get KYC'd for the exchange, you log in with Facebook and they use your Facebook data to verify who you are. In learning and asking questions about their actual, like what they're doing, like the amount of data that they're going through, the access that they're getting to you is absolutely crazy. Like it's insane. Nobody knows when they're clicking that how much access they're giving to these people. And these guys aren't doing it. They're like, they are offering the service not as being the gatekeeper and the protector of that information. They are acting as a licensing solution to allow these exchanges to be in full control of that. And it's just, and like, you know, they can consciously act, okay, you know, we'll delete the data after 30 or 60 or 90 days, or they won't, and they can play around and utilize that information and like know so much information about their clients, who the clients definitely do not know who they're really dealing with when it comes to exchanges and with these people. And
look at I mean, look at Einstein Exchange, man. Einstein Exchange just went down. It's not even that it went down. So like, from what I understand, the British Columbia Security Commission has seized all of their computers and accounts. The founder, or the guy running Einstein Exchange, has some sort of credit card bill in the hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt that he's been using to create liquidity on the exchange. So there's $16 million of user funds that are frozen right now. And I mean, that's from people leaving their money on an exchange. And it's like, we need to get to a point where investor education is out there enough for people to realize, like, you need to own your friggin' keys. Like, I'm so like apprehensive before touching exchanges or investing in any sort of these, you know, like arbitrage bots or trading bots. And, you know, I think 99.99% of them are Ponzi schemes, or, you know, we've seen it time and time again, the exit scams, the fake hacks, and people dying, and just any excuse to steal people's money. But there's one that I just put some money in, and it was built on the Waves platform. And Waves has their own decentralized exchange. And so you actually, their whole, I believe their coin that is a stable coin pegged to a crypto index. It's not like a stable coin pegged to Bitcoin or to like a precious metal or anything. And they're just doing in kind of their stress testing right now, but they've been stress testing for almost 2 years, and they have all the trades out, and it's been profitable consistently for 2 years, small profits, right? And they don't, you know, all the red flags you get with all these other scams where it's like, we're going to guarantee profits, we're guaranteeing, you know, 12% of interest, and, you know, recruit your friends, and we've got all these affiliate bonuses and all these like MLMs that aren't sustainable, you know, BitConnect and USI and Gladiacoin and all these scams that have come out. Now we got like Cloud Token, but this one that what's different about this one is because it uses Waves platform and a decentralized exchange, and their app is connected to the DEX. You hold your private keys, you hold your investment the entire time. And that's like the one big difference. And that's what people need to realize is, if you're not holding your keys, like, you have zero control over your money. And that's
on your coins, like, you know, your keys, your coins, your keys, your crypto, your keys, your control.
Yeah.
KYC. That's like, you know, that's one of the core messages. There's a couple messages that we're just going to be hammering away with branding for SwissKey. Crypto Command Center. It's a wallet, but really it's a crypto command center. Your keys, your coins, your keys, your coins, your keys, your control, your keys, your crypto.
So just to play devil's advocate, just because today I saw on Andreas's Twitter feed that he just opened up a merch store, and he's selling shirts and hats that say "Not your keys, not your coins." Do you think that you might run into an issue with that?
Why?
I don't know. It's like, if I'm just curious. I don't know how that stuff works. Like, if
no, I'm not saying not your keys. I'm saying your keys, your crypto. I'm actually
okay. So just having it worded. Okay, gotcha.
It's the other way, and that's like, you know, this is like a golden rule. I'm not trying to say we're trademarking these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Messages. These are like, you know, key messages that, you know, need to constantly be said. because with SwissKey, we can also be doing purchasing. So through a whole number of partners, there's the ability to purchase crypto from fiat. And then there's also the ability to exchange crypto to crypto. And you're only out of custody right now for about 10 minutes, like max. I did a trade yesterday. It was 3 minutes, but from sending to receiving. Which is an incredible kind of like improvement from moving your coins all the way to an exchange, facilitating the trade there, and then moving them off.
Well, not even that, just like how small of a barrier of entry that is for people that want to be first-time investors. Like, I went and bought a couple ounces of silver the other day at the bank, and I had to go in, I had to provide ID, I had to provide 2 forms of ID, I had to have an account at the bank, I had to fill out a form, I had to wait a week for them to order my silver coins and bring them in. And it's like, you're talking about being able to download an app, link a credit card if you want to, and within 3 minutes own a digital asset that has been the number one asset over the last 10 years. And without other than the KYC that you have to set up a bank account, obviously you need to provide ID when you're setting up a bank account, but there's not really KYC required within the app to purchase the crypto, right?
So the partners require, like if you use MoonPay,
okay,
it's a credit card billing. I think they ask for your billing address.
Okay.
But don't, and that responsibility is on the partners. That's not our responsibility.
Okay.
We are simply passing public addresses we just generate public addresses and private keys for the users. The users, their app generates it themselves. We, as an organization, have no visibility into any user's data, any user's keys. There's simply no visibility, and that's critical to it. Otherwise, we're just another, backdoored custodial exchange, custodial wallet.
Exactly. So what's up for 2020, man? Are there any big moves that you guys are looking to do in 2020?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
2019 though, still we're going so next Saturday in LA, there's this march for the Amazon being put on by Good Money, and Good Money are some friends, and they're launching what they call like a good bank, and they're doing a very long build up towards releasing anything, but driving a lot of awareness and building a great community. And one of the things they're highlighting is some of the challenges of the banking system and some of the tyranny and negative impacts and behaviors of the major banks. And this campaign is specifically focused on the Amazon and highlighting how the major banks are all funding the deforestation, through their dealings. And where they're anticipating thousands and thousands of people to show up for a dance party march. So it's like we're mixing decentralized dance party, and their lead organizer was with us for the launch, and got really lit up by the events that we threw in Zurich. And so we're going to be bringing that same energy and vibration to this to this on uprising. I think it's good.
Yeah, and we're gonna offer we've been to a few of these climate strikes and for the Amazon, and that can get really heated and people feel very passionate and kind of upset, and we find it's a good opportunity to provide a positive solution. So we're going to this, we're not really trying to fight banks personally. We're just offering a solution. So if people want to do something that day, hopefully the app is ready, then they can literally get the app and not have their money in the banks, have their money, have the control of their own money. We're offering this positive solution that's very actionable.
Yeah, and I want to, and on top of that too, we want to celebrate. I do not use any of those banks. The bank that we use, the People's Bank, is crypto. I am my bank, and encouraging everybody to become their own bank. And SwissKey is effectively allows you to become your own Swiss bank. You are in full control. And so these are these basic messages, and we've got 1,000 of these Tangem cards. So this is your new bank card that you're in full control of, if you will. I don't think we'll call it a bank card, but we'll also be having, we're in the process of ordering 111 red capes, red superhero capes off of Amazon using Purse.io, using Bitcoin, getting a discount on our Amazon purchase through that amazing service. And, now those will all be ready, and we'll outfit those. And I think 100 people wearing red capes is going to look pretty badass. And
I agree.
I give people their power back. Like when you feel hopeless and sad about what's going on in the Amazon and what's going on with the centralized banks, it's like give them their power back, put a cape on them, and let them know that there's options. They don't have to, switch over, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
And look at and these symbols too. These images are really profound and really powerful as well. So, you look at the yellow jackets. That originating out of France, and the awareness and voice that and voice that a whole bunch of people coming together.
Yeah.
And they were doing it in a yellow jacket, like, safety kind of way. And we're doing it in the same, but with capes and superhero kind of way, because I really believe that, everybody is a superhero in their heart, and they need to, the world needs more superheroes right now.
Definitely send me a cape, because Calgary needs a superhero. I'm cleaning up all sorts of trash on the streets out here. And Kyle, me and you dressed up like idiots and danced around in Ottawa for hours one night after my crypto conference. We did a DDP, and that was like one of the most fun nights I've ever had. Hadn't drank a drop, no drugs, just amazing energy. And we were just scooping people up off the street, having limbo contests all around downtown Ottawa. Love it, man.
Quickly, and these decentralized dance parties are so much fun, and just dancing and music in public spaces, people enjoy that. Soundbox offered us, or provided us with 4 units of their incredible portable speakers. Cool. And we take these everywhere we go. This is how we've changed the vibration from a lot of hate and anger to celebration. And and we're going to continue doing that. And these decentralized dance parties in a larger organized function are an amazing way to bring people together, to celebrate, and celebrate the now, have a good time, understand that the time is always now. And this is how we forge good relationships, we forge community, we have fun, we get dressed up, we release, we rise up. And so I asked about 2020. One of the ideas that's cooking right now is doing a decentralized dance party for Miami Blockchain Week, or Bitcoin Week, or Crypto Week, or whatever you want to call it, for North American Bitcoin Conference in 14, 15, 16, 17 of January. And I love Wynwood. This was all it's very impacted by Miami. That conference has been integral towards the whole ecosystems development. And they've also gotten kind of a bad rap about some of the parties they've hosted over the years. So I think we can bring a really awesome superhero themed dance party in one of the most popping art districts, which is Wynwood, which has been the site of the Miami Bitcoin Hackathon for the last many years too.
That's awesome, man. So when do you think SwissKey's going live? When do you think people are going to be able to start downloading it?
Well, I mean, people can start downloading it right now in beta form. Okay. It's just not listed live. I think we get up to 1,000 users on test flight until we get kind of capped there. Okay. So
maybe what I'll do is I'll put the link for the beta download in the description of the video.
Yeah, and so the other thing is, man, we're just using awesome tech to make things really simple. So we've got link.bar/SwissKey as one simple URL to go to, which has a video, which has more information about the project, which has links to download both the iOS beta and the Android beta, has a sample press release, And we're going to be using that as well to highlight all the awesome projects in the space and all the awesome people in the space and the partners, that we have, whether or not we're like official partners or just smarteners. But, highlighting the amazing companies, because like if you see behind me, like these are all like super dope companies that are doing great things and want to share that. And SwissKey is something that will basically integrate or complement all of these different things. So like, I was mentioning purse.io as an example. Like, we work very seamlessly with purse.io, cheapair.com. Like anyone that's accepting or using crypto, while it's a natural partner and a crypto command center, it's even better.
I love it. I love the whole superhero thing too, man. I'm picturing like a bunch of people dressed up like bananas wearing Swiss Key capes, just raving through a city. I love it.
That happened.
And like, that's the Red Cross. That's like, the symbol of the lifeguard, the symbol of the medic. This is also a symbol of safety. We're coming to this. The intention, the purpose of this is to bring safety, is to bring alternative, is to, help cure the disease that has plagued humanity and help us rise up into a new digital golden age.
I love it, man. I love the mentality. Honestly, I met you I want to say like a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And immediately, man, I was just drawn to your energy and like just the way you think, man. And like even like you called me out on a couple of the ways I was thinking in the past, and it was things that I was like, man, maybe I should look at things a little differently. So totally appreciate having you in my life, having you as a friend. And I just was curious, man. I think maybe we'll wrap things up pretty quick here, but what do you think, what was your like biggest takeaway from 2019 in the crypto space? What do you think was like one of the biggest maybe moments or news articles you read or companies that went live, anything? What's your takeaway?
2019 is an excellent year of continued growth across the whole industry. I mean, we haven't seen like on the price side of things, it's been, pretty stable, but from like a building point of view, like there's a lot of innovation. There's a lot of new people coming into the space. The impressions are getting high. In terms of like, one specific event, I mean, like for me going over to Switzerland, just having this like, opportunity to activate, like I had not intended to to create or launch a wallet. I wrote a book about them. I tried it in the past, but I didn't really have any desire to do that until all the kind of the it all came together and it became clear, like, okay, like it's time to do this. So like that was one of the the major highlights for me.
What about you, Brittany? What was a big moment for you in 2019?
Well, I've learned a lot about crypto and blockchain kind of in a very organic way. I think the first 6 months of the year, everything I went to, I just told people I was socially crypto because I didn't really do anything in the space. But the most exciting thing for me this year was seeing Kyle create the Swiss Key. I think he's been very, very passionate about this for years, and he's worked with so many different companies, and he has incredible relationships with so many people, and it just came to this tipping point where he knew what he wanted to do, what he needed to do, and he had all of the right people to partner with, and it just like kind of all, he's like, wow, I created this in like a week. I'm like, no, like this has been going on for years. It all came together right when it was.
Yeah, so, it manifested in a week.
Yeah, awesome. And we had, so one of the highlights, dude, is like the celebrations that we've had too. The Futurist conference was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a great conference. We got to set up outside. We had pillows and blankets and books and capes and and music. It was
stickers,
so nice.
keys.
You know,
Well,
conference, like
yeah.
walking around, it gets a bit tiring. So people come out for a smoke, and they can see there's a place to sit down and just chat. And it
Oh,
was
I've heard that outside conferences is where it's at. Yeah. Also, a huge shout out to Tracy Laparulo and Untraceable for throwing amazing events. And so sad I wasn't able to make it to the Futurist conference this year because they're the best. Okay, listen, I just thought of a really cool way to end this video. You guys had a baby recently, right?
we did
How old? And like, how old now?
5 months.
5 months. So here's how we're gonna end. Kyle's looking at me. He's like, "What are you about to say?" Here's how I want to end this video. If you have a daughter, right? Am I right?
So, well, we have one daughter and 3 sons collectively, and our newest son, is 5 months old.
Newest son is 5 months. So we're gonna do this for the newest son. If your newest son was just turning 18 and watching this video, Kyle, what would you want to say to your son when he's 18 watching this video 17 and a half years from now?
Like, I love you, and hey.
That was awesome.
I was so young before all these like teenage years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you guys want to give a shout out to anyone before we wrap it up?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to all the good people out there who are working and caring and just following their dreams and doing what they love and loving what they do, and welcoming all the new people who are like soon to be making their first steps into crypto, and understanding that you don't need to understand everything about crypto. Nobody understands how money works. Or not many people truly understand how money works. I don't necessarily understand how money works. Email is another thing. Everybody uses email. No one really knows how it works. I don't truly know how it works, but you know what I know? It works.
Mm-hmm.
I have an email address, and with that email address, I can send email. Bitcoin in crypto is the same way. You need an address, and then you can send and receive. And SwissKey is going to be there for you, and will help solve that problem, and ideally become like an AOL for crypto. Is what we try to build, and we want to do it together. We don't do it together with everybody. It's a rising tide floats all ships. Is that what we say? Yeah.
Sounds like English. Sweet, man. Awesome. Well, I can't wait till we can do this again, man. I mean, I want to get you back on here when the app is live. We'll do some more content. Guys, anyone watching, I'm going to put links in the description box. If you watch this video pretty soon, try to download, help us stress test the app. Let's see if we can put some usage to it, and then download it, share the word. We're going to get some Tangem cards out. I'm sure Kyle's going to be finding a creative way to get these Tangem cards in the hands of the people that need them. Thanks for tuning into another episode of the Just Learn Crypto Show. And guys, thanks for coming on. I hope you guys have a great night.
And one more thing too, if you want to follow us, it's SwissKey app on Twitter, SwissKey app on Instagram, SwissKey app on Facebook too. And if you want to get involved, we'd love to have your help, and more superheroes the better. So please reach out, and we're available.
Awesome. Sweet, guys. Well, thanks again for coming on. I hope you guys have a great night, and just learn crypto, guys.
Bye.
Bye.